What's up, guys? It's been a while. I've decided that I'm actually going to start posting again. So just to give you guys a quick update, this is the project I'm currently working on. This is a large greenhouse. It's 25 or 26 by 11 feet wide, and it's like 15, 16 feet tall. So I've been working on it for a little bit, and we've got all the polycarbonate panels in. It's sitting on top of about a 5-foot wall to give me that extra height. We're gonna be keeping all my plants in here so I can redo the upstairs of my house and have all my plants and some of my animals out here. Obviously, if you know things about greenhouses, polycarbonate has a coating on it that's UV resistant, which means no UVB can pass through these panels, which is not good for reptiles. So I will have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to just use UVB lighting basically in a few places if I'm gonna keep reptiles in here. But that's another story. Reptiles are kind of an afterthought. I really wanna do animals in here. I probably will do animals in here, but I have to get the plants and everything situated first. But yeah, next up I've gotta paint these wooden panels. I've gotta finish the back door here, which is gonna be polycarbonate and aluminum. And then the front door is going to be some really nice wooden doors with glass panels. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm really excited to work on those. They're unfinished, completely uncut doors that I have to actually finish. So it's gonna be fun. But yeah, this project is kind of crazy. I've been working on it for a few months now, actually. It's been a pain in the ass. But yeah, let me show you some other stuff inside that I've been working on, and we're gonna make this a short video. All right, so I haven't done a few projects without you guys. This is a big white tree frog enclosure. It's a 3-foot tall, 3-foot wide, 18-inch deep polydarium that houses all of my white tree frogs. I've got 5 of them in here. That's just the one that's out right now. Normally I've got all 5 of them out, but oh, there's another old goober. I love these guys. These are some of my favorite animals to feed in the house. They're just hilarious. There might be one in here. Oh, it doesn't look like it. They like to hang out in these little hides I made up there, but lots of really cool plants, cool begonias. It has a waterfall that pumps water up to here and then flows down. And if I turn on the atomizer, we have fog that comes down a few times a day, and it actually fills the vivarium up to about here with fog, which keeps everything down here very, very nice and hydrated, so I don't have to water this thing a lot. I've been meaning to water it more because I'm trying to get moss and stuff growing on the upper sections. But yeah, I love this tank. If you guys want to see a closer look at this and more of the plant species and all that kind of stuff, let me know and I'll do a video on it. This tank's doing well. I'm gonna be doing a video on this one where I change some things around so that I can keep livestock in here, so that's gonna be a fun one. This is a crested gecko enclosure. My old cresty needed an upgrade. So this is a 3-foot tall skyscraper enclosure. He's probably somewhere in that hide, but you can't see him. And I've just started to plant this. You can see a very sad Anthurium gracile back here. I was hoping this would take off a little bit faster, and it is growing really well. It's just gonna take a while to fill in all this space. So I need to add some more climbing plants and epiphytes. I'm probably gonna throw some more Epiprimnum amplissimum in here, like this, and let it climb up the wall, and it'll look really nice. This is a nice little aquascape I did at work. With all my materials, I just did it for the company I used to work for. Brought it in, it was a nice tank, and then I don't work there anymore, so I brought it home with me. Very nice. Up here we have some new kids that I got from my buddy Alex. They're very stressed out right now for some reason. Probably because I'm talking kind of loud. But they're super cool. Normally they're super light yellow and super chill. They're kind of pissed off right now. Gecko smithii. This is a riparian project. If you guys remember, something like 5 years ago, I did a 10-gallon riparian where I built an acrylic planter. I'm doing that in this, and I'm actually building the riparian planter. I'm going to be doing it in like, I don't know, AutoCAD or something like that, and making a file that I can print on like a CNC, cut the acrylic out, and sell those. So if you've always wanted to do a riparium, I will have like a cheap riparium planter, not cheap in the sense of low quality, but cheap in the sense of it's going to be cut like in bulk out of acrylic, and all the panels will fit together and glue together. And I can ship that flat. You can assemble it yourself. It'll be really affordable, and people can have riparium planters. So that's coming soon, so stay tuned for that. I just need to actually do it. But yeah, that's going to be a fun project. Carl is back here. Doesn't look like he's out. Yeah, Carl needs a new enclosure, so that's coming soon. He's going to get like a 6 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot most likely. I've got all my plants still. All this stuff. Oh, I forgot to take my Windlingeri out. That's no bueno. Gotta set this guy up to drip. Oh god, and this freaking Bakeri, of course, is in the way. Ah! Sorry, just trying to get this guy out of the way. I'll stick you over here. But then you kind of block the really nice shield front of this Ridley eye. A lot of plants in here. We got lace wings on everything. But yeah, I still collect plants. I still have a lot of plants. That's what the greenhouse is for. So, ooh, that's very nice. That's growing. That's growing. Everybody's growing. But yeah, this thing takes up a lot of space. The grow tent's great, but it takes up a lot of space, and I prefer growing in a greenhouse anyway. So that's going to be gone. That giant thing that takes up all this space is going to be gone. I got to redo Carl's enclosure, redo a bunch of this stuff, and we're going to be revamping the upstairs room, which should be really fun. But to show you guys what I'm working on right now, so this is the enclosure I'm currently working on for them. It's a 5 foot tall, 3 foot wide, about 20 inches deep, almost 2 feet deep. So it's very large. One of the things I really want to do in this enclosure is cohab for the first time, which I know some people are going to get really annoyed and allowed by that. Cohabbing is like 95% of the time a bad idea, but if you know what you're doing and you know all the details and everything involved, it's pretty safe to do. I'm not going to be putting teeny tiny frogs in here that are going to get eaten by the day geckos, and I'm not going to put a tree monitor in here that's going to eat the day geckos. But an animal that fills a completely different niche than them, that doesn't occupy the same spaces, is perfectly reasonable to do, as long as they're not going to predate each other or stress each other out. So like a small terrestrial frog, they're never going to know it's there. The frog's never going to know they're there. As long as they're both fed well, it should be perfectly fine. So I'm thinking about throwing a tomato frog in there. I think that would be really cool. I really want to put mantellas in there, but I don't think that's a good idea, because I think the day geckos will eat the mantellas. But it would be really, really cool. If I had a smaller species of day gecko, I would 100% do it in here. But yeah, so that's the project I'm working on right now. And to keep this from dragging on too much, I'm going to cut the video short here. Showed you guys the greenhouse, showed you guys all the projects that are going around the house. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I am going to try to start posting more. I know you've seen a bunch of projects that I've done without filming at all and showing you guys, unless you follow me on Instagram and maybe you see, stories or something like that. But one thing I've noticed about my YouTube channel is I take like 10-month-long breaks and I post very irregularly, and it's not great for you guys, I guess, or just me in general. So I want to give it the old college try, I guess, and actually try to post a little bit more, maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that. I would like to do once a week, but I'm really busy at work right now until November, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to post more though. So that's what's going on right now. This video is going to end right now. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see where the greenhouse project is going. That's going to be a freaking insane project with a bunch of ponds. If you saw those trees that I was stepping over, those are going into the ground, and I'm going to be scaping with those and planting, epiphytic species and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. Platycerium ridley eye is going to be on there. My Windlingeri is going to be on there. All my epiphytes are going to be on there. It's going to be ridiculous. And then we're going to have ponds with different types of fish. I'm very, very, very excited for that project. But yeah, if you want to see where that goes, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.